Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Yesterday, the indigenous people of Biafra called for one day sacrifice of staying back, praying. They mentioned about 6 items that should be done because their struggle has moved to a different dimension. They called on Ordinana people. They called on the Ojofo. Akajiofo. They called on Umunna, they called on Umunne, they called on the priests, the Jewish leaders, they called on the rabbis, they called on prophets, called on pastors that they should pray. They gave 6 items that should be done. But the information came quite late. A lot of reactions trailed it. Right now, we're going to go through the news to find out exactly how it fared and what happened in various states in Southeast, where the indigenous people of Biafra yesterday held a prayer rally for peace, unity, and unconditional release of its leader Nnamdi Kanu from the Department of State Services (DSS) detention, which paralyzed businesses' activities in Onitsha, Nnewi, Anambra State. Business premises were shut down for several hours in both cities in observance of the prayer sessions as people withdrew to their homes, while schools, streets, markets, shops were abruptly closed in Nnewi moments after they opened for business. It was the same experience in Onitsha and environs as schools, major markets, and motor parks were closed to observe the special prayer sessions for Kanu. In Nnewi, there was pandemonium from about 8:30 a.m. when parents and guardians rushed to schools to pick their children, which caused fear among people, many of who did not know the cause of the confusion. However, banks, markets like Nkwo, Nnewi, factories and other offices did not even open at all for businesses in compliance with IPOB's order that Tuesday would be dedicated to prayers. Also, few people, including commercial motorcycles operators who were sighted on street, moved about in fear as they suspected one another to be enforcers of the prayer order. This is serious. They're now suspecting themselves. Let's continue. Meanwhile, the group has denied the involvement of its military group, or rather the militant group, the Eastern Security Network (ESN), in the allegedly bringing down of 3 police officers, which recorded video went viral on social media, insisting that it was not responsible for the dastardly act, which many had referred as barbaric. IPOB had decried Minister for Information Lai Mohammed over the allegation, stressing that this inception it had been and would remain a non-violent movement. In a statement issued yesterday by its media publicity secretary, Ma Powerful, it insisted that IPOB and ESN were the disciplined freedom movement security outfit, and as such, barbaric acts in viral video was not and could never be part of its modus operandi. The attention of the global family, IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu, had been drawn to the allegation by the Minister for Information, Lai Mohammed, that we are responsible for what went wrong. The Nigerian police, DSS, and the Nigerian army, in collaboration with some traitors like Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma and his Ebonyi counterpart David Umahi, are the ones recruiting armed hoodlums to perpetrate atrocities in BiafraLand, to implicate and demonize IPOB. They are the brains behind the violence in BiafraLand, and they have set up armed groups across BiafraLand for this single objective, to portray ESN in a bad light. We must not forget that since the international community rejected the Nigerian government's request to designate IPOB as a terrorist group, they have been looking for ways to justify their demand, and this is just part of their clandestine plans to tarnish the image of IPOB and ESN. Statement reads. Now, you now understand what happened in some. I just quickly wrapped it through so that we can quickly look at other issues very quickly. Yesterday, that call was made, and you would amaze you that a lot of people prayed. One of their key prayer warriors came. They are Dinana people. They were up and running. A lot of traditional people were there. They went to the field. Probably good allow you to watch 1 or 2 videos. They went to the field. They prayed their heart out. Some kola nut. I don't know what it means though. It was supposed to be 4. Okay, they had a kola nut. Some of them broke it. It was supposed to be 4, but it came out 7. And some said it was good sign of good luck. So some of us who understand the tradition and the rules of tradition, please let's meet in the comment section. What does a kola nut, a native kola nut that is supposed to break into 4, breaking into 7? Does it connote something good? Honestly, I have zero knowledge on traditional issues. So please, you can just give us a brief intake. But some pastors also were saying, just generally praying, because yesterday happened to be the last day of the month of 2021. So happy new month, my fellow people in our platform. But then again, a lot of people are also praying for peace in the land. Don't forget, some of the prayer points they raised was that there should be peace in the whole of the southeast, in their Biafra land. They also insist that they also prayed that there should be unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. Already Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Employment in this present dispensation, Buhari's regime, is saying, the administration rather is saying that, look, processes of judicial processes has begun already. Telling the executive arm to intercept it is like saying that the president should intervene or should truncate justice. And it's saying, look, for equity and justice, let the let the law play its full course. And he's saying that if they're going by that way of coming to please release our son, why didn't the elders also as well insist also that they should have apologized for the insightful statement being made by their son over time, and that had generated so much mayhem in the city or in the country in general. And he's saying, look, justice has to play its full course. Already, these guys have decided that indigenous people of Biafra, DOS, have decided to go very spiritual, because right now, physical enough is not enough. Obviously, we all know that the spiritual controls the physical. So, for the best way to go about this is to ensure that things and justice is being done. But even at that, the indigenous people of Biafra have the opinion, or they are also seeking, that the judicial processes should be, fast-tracked. Don't forget, in Umuahia, Abia State, there's also a court hearing there that was also adjourned. Okay, and that particular court hearing would actually help the justice. It will actually help to decide the fate of the Justice Inyako's led judicial court case between Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government. Now, if this one in Umuahia favors, the hearing starts very quickly and it favors Nnamdi Kanu, likelihood that they will halt the Justice Inyako's proceedings will be very high. What it means is that means they will have to take back Nnamdi Kanu to where they originally met him at sometime in June, which is in Kenya. And if he finds his way back to Kenya, you know what that means. He will definitely find his way back to the UK. Okay, now, but there's always this general fear that will justice be fair. But already the last case that was heard was a bit favorable, being the fact that the judge himself did a lot of things that ensured that there may likely be hope. What do I mean? He insisted that the security personnel that practically blocked the whole place, where there was no movement anywhere, he insisted that going forward in the next hearing, they wouldn't want to see any security people loitering up and down, making the place look as if there's something sinister happening, that even the judge himself found it very difficult to access the courtroom. And he also noticed that even other lawyers also found the same problem getting to the courtroom. So he said that doesn't want to sit anymore, which is the right of the judge to do. And he's saying that if this goes forward, they may likely be seeking and be seeing justice at that early stage. That's going to wrap it up. Let's